Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about FlutterFlow new features update. They was just dropped 2 days ago. So the features that we're going to talk about are semantic labels, hover styling for buttons, autofill hints for text fields, auto-capitalization for text fields, and blocking back navigation for Android. So let's start with semantic labels. So semantic labels, if you don't know what is this, is basically used most like 99% this is used for disabled person, so people that are blind or don't have good sight. So the idea is that when you see something on the screen, you have these so-called screen readers. It is like voiceover or talkback. For example, I think in Android or iOS, both OS has this ability. And when you have semantic labels, the idea is that the screen reader will actually talk to the person what you can see on the screen and what is this button or whatever widget that you are using can do. Previously, you was able to do this only for text and buttons, but if you add on tap action your custom action or wherever, this was not possible to do. So you were not possible to add your own semantic label. But now you can, and let me show you how you can do this. So right now, wherever you click, wherever widget that you click on your widget tree over here to the left side, you should be able to see the new icon, which is document and semantic labels. So when you click over it, you have two types of fields that you can fill. So the first one is documentation. So this will appear as a comment in your code. So if you for some reason are using GitHub or some other source to extract your code, this is how you can comment things, widgets in your code. So for example, you can say that this is my own transformer and used for my button which is going home or something like that, which is navigating, probably it's the better word. So which is navigating home. And like this, you can actually commit all your code, and this will be easier for you to, even for you, you can save it, and this will be easier for even you to know what are you doing. So keep in mind, just a hint or like a suggestion, don't commit everything. So first of all, probably you will not have the time, and second of all, if you're starting to commit everything in your project, like every single widget, um, the size of your app will actually increase. So keep that in mind. I recommend you comment only the things that you for sure need to be commented, and make sure that you know the difference between those commands over here, which is the documentation, and the commands that you have for users. If you can comment for your own sake or for your users. If you have collaborations with the multiple users, you can do it this way. This is actually the right way to do it. So if you want to, for example, if you have some designer or any person that you want to say something for this button, for example, you can add it from here. So you can add from here and you can say fix this button, for example. And then you can add also commands. So you can say fix this button, you can assign to someone and then comment it. So this is how actually you supposed to do it if you want to collaborate with some people and comment stuff. The documentation and those comments over here will not go inside your code. So keep that in mind. Those are not going inside your code, and those comments over here will not increase the size of your app. So keep that in mind. But the commands or the documentation that you're putting over here will increase the size of your app. And you can see the command over here. So you have, this is the comment, this is the documentation. And also you have the accessibility and semantic labels and SEO and SEO for SEO purposes as well. So this is important. I recommend you, as I said, I don't recommend you to come to documentate everything, but I recommend you for sure to write accessibility and semantic labels. The reason for that are two reasons. First of all, you have the accessibility, which is important for all the people that don't have a good sign. And also the other reason is that this is actually unnecessary. Also, if you're building a web app or if you're building a mobile app. For the web app, this is the reason because you have this sort of whole WAIs, which are actually progressive web apps, which are basically, if you want to read more about it, you can read it over here. But basically this is web apps which a user can actually install or create a shortcut in their screen, in their desktop in order to use them later on. So basically like creating an app from your website. But to do this, one of the most important part is that you need to have accessibility. So this is important if you want, for two reasons. As I said, first is the accessibility, and then is the SEO. So if you're using a web app, I think this is the most important feature, because there is no way for Google or some other search crawler to actually know what is the content behind this widget. So this is how you do it. And I recommend you, if you have, I'm saying this one more time, if you have a web app, I recommend you for sure to write this, and also for mobile apps as well, because of the accessibility. And then we can move on. We have autofill hints for text fields. So this is huge actually, because if you click on the text field right now, we have this new option here, which is autofill hint. And autofill hints is used, for example, when you have the most used one, I think, will be email. So you can click email, and when you actually try to start to fill, so when a user start to fill this form, this text field, it will actually show them all the emails that are stored or cached on their device, or if you're using a web app, it should be actually recommend you the emails that are like coming from your browser, for example. But something important here as well to let you know is that don't expect to, because there are apps that, for example, remember, so to say, your credentials. So remember your email and password. But this is not the case, at least not for now for FlutterFlow. It is only for now, it is only auto-filling, like suggesting you emails. So for example, if you have 10 emails, it will just suggest you the emails that you have. So keep that in mind. It will not auto-complete your authentication on your email and password and know what is your email and password used for this app, at least not for now. And then the other, but this is like a huge improvement, because there are tons of things that you can use, like the email. Let me show you everything that you can actually use. You can use the email, you can use name, password, username, address city, address state, birthday, birthday date, birthday month, birthday year, country name, credit card, and all the kinds of credit cards, all the fields for the credit cards. You have the family name, full street address, gender, given name, job title, middle name, name, prefix, name, suffix, new password, nickname, one-time code, organization name, passcode, street address, telephone number, country code, telephone number, nation, and URL. So those are all the things that you can use for auto filling your form. It's not still loading for whatever reason, but let's go down and we have the parameter improvements. So this is actually super cool as well for me, and the reason for that is that now you can have parameters, and that we had that before as well, but you can have parameters, and then you can have the default parameter value, which is optional, but I think if you ask me, this should not be optional. This should be required. And the reason for that is that right now, when you have a link to this page, so previously, let me show you what I mean. Previously, when I click over here, the page that I'm using right now is this one. And when I go to navigation, I don't pass any parameters. So if I click on pass, this is the name, and I can pass any name that I want to, but I'm not passing anything. And previously, this will actually give me an error. And it will say you cannot navigate to this page without passing anything. But right now, when I go actually to this page, which is the page that I'm using right now, and this is the parameter, because I have a default value parameter, it will not give me an error. Because if you don't pass any parameter, it will be no, and if it's no, then it will take the default parameter, which is over here, which in this case is my name. And it will actually, then you can actually use this name, and you can, of course, as you probably already know, you can use the page parameter name and you can display it. And if you, as I said, if you don't pass any parameter, to just use the default one, which is Demeter. But if you pass any other parameter, which, for example, John or George, it will actually pass you the parameter that you pass from the, using the when you're navigating to this page. So this is huge. Also, right now, because of this error, I just wanted to tell you that if you get this error, please try to instant reload again the page. If you instant reload the page again and then you get the same error, then stop the test mode and then run it again, and it probably works. Sometimes it's giving these errors without any reasons, and I'm not sure why, to be honest, but this is how I'm fixing it. So this is just like a quick hint. And then let's go over here. So we have OnHover styling for buttons. This is actually cool for UI, UX, because I'm not a good UI and UX or at all. As you can see, my design, it's not good at all. But let me show you how you can use this feature. For example, you can add a button and then go down over here, and you have a new option over here which says button hover style, and you can style the full cover, which you can set the fill cover, sorry, which you can set. You can style the border cover, which you can also set, and you can style the text cover, which you can also set. So you can set all the covers, and you can style also the elevation, which you cannot set. So this is important as well. And now, as you saw probably, if you remember 10 seconds ago or 20 seconds ago, it was giving me an error, but I just click instant reload and now it's not giving me an error. So keep that in mind. As I said, if you get an error again after instant reloading, then end the session and start again, and it should be good to go. So this is my page over here when it says new, and when I hover over this button, you can see right now, you can see first that it's getting my name, so this is giving me my name, and this is the button that I'm hovering right now, which is also working, which is great. And then when you go over here, we have also the new option, which is Auto-Capitalization for TextFields. So how you can actually use this, if I click over here, you should be able to see a new Auto-Capitalization, which is over here. So this is the Auto-Capitalization, and when you hover over the eye, you can actually see what are the four different types that you can choose from. So you have the words, which is the default to an uppercase keyboard for the first letter for each word. And you have the sentences, which is the first letter of each sentence. And you have characters, which is uppercase for each character. And then you have, so this is basically character is just all caps. And then you have non-default to a lowercase keyboard. And then those are all the options over here. And this is a preview of how they will look like. So the non will be just a non one, only lower cases. Word will be every word with a uppercase. Sentence will be only the first letter from the sentence, or the first character from the sentence. And then characters will be every single character. I'm not sure if actually this works with UTF awesome, UTF-8, sorry, but we can actually test this right now, because if I, for example, put it like capitalization to characters, sorry, not sentence, but characters, now this should actually capitalize all my characters to uppercase, which should actually work with Latin characters, but because I am using Cyrillic characters, or maybe there are some people from Asia or Arab world that they're using non-Latin characters, I'm not sure if this will actually work. To be honest, I'm not even sure if that's a good question, but to be honest, I'm not even sure if the characters of, for example, Japanese or Chinese or Arabian have capital a lower letter. That's a good question, actually. If someone is from there or knows about it, let me know in the comment, because that's a good question that I want to know. So, for example, right here, you can have you can write some text, but you can see over here, for some reason it's not capitalizing. But probably the reason for that is that this is actually should be done after you fill the text field. This is my guess, to be honest. I never used that. This is a new functionality, but probably this is how it should work, and that's why it's not working right now. And then we have other improvements as well. We added a new page level settings that prevent users from navigating back to Android. This is actually a good thing, because if you have, let's imagine that you have HTML viewer, or it's not an HTML. Yeah, HTML viewer, for example, you have the HTML viewer, but I should add it over here, right? So it's HTML viewer. So if you have the HTML viewer, but it's not, or maybe the web viewer, it's a good example. So if you have the web viewer, for example, and then you're clicking on some bunch of links over here, you can end up, users can end up, because this is the problem that I had. Users can end up hitting the back button under it and thinking that they will go back into the pages that they were clicking over here, which is not true because this is like a page inside an page inside an app. So what will actually happen when you click the back button, you will actually go back to the navigation to your previous page of the app and not the previous page of the web view. So how you can actually do this, when you click over here, this is the new option. So you should be on the scaffold. You can see it over here. And the new option is disable Android back button over here. So as I said, this is how I'm using it. Maybe there are uh, some other ways or uh, some other things that you can use it for. And then we have the transformation widget can now wrap widgets with children. I didn't know actually that was not possible before, but basically I think that right now you can have a transformation widget, and inside this transformation widget you can have colon or row, for example, and you can have like multiple things inside this column on a row. So for example, I can have a button over here, and then you can have an image, which previously was not possible. But this is, I think, also a UI and UX improvement, so I really appreciate it, but I cannot show you a good example from it. I can just show you that this is working and this is how you can do it. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you can actually uh, show me, or you can actually give me a good example of how you can use that, or for any UI UX improvements that you see over here. And then the new features that the FlutterFlow team is working. One of the best features that I see, and I really appreciated that. Probably you know that from my if you were watching my live streams, it's the toggle widget, which is actually the toggle widget. It's just, let me show you. So if I go over here, so right now we have the toggle widget. Why I'm saying toggle widget, it's a toggle icon, of course, and we have the toggle icon, which is actually a best use case scenario for checking or liking, because you can actually have a heart, which is not filled if you don't like it, and it's filled when you like it, but you don't have actions to here. So you should be able to have an actions which are actually updating your local state or updating your backend like Firestore or Supabase or Apico, and update it from over here. So this was previously not uh, not done, or you were not able to do it, and not right now you are not able to do it, but this is coming, and this is huge for me, as I said, because I really like those kind of updates. They're really small if you ask me, updates, but they're really huge and overall for your flow applications. And I want to finish this video saying that you can actually book Monday sessions. So every Monday I will go live if there are people that join my live session. Today I don't have, unfortunately, any people that was joining the live session, so probably I'll not have a live session today, because today when I record this video it's Monday. But what I wanted to say is that you can actually join this and ask me anything that you wanted, and this is a free session every Monday I will do. And then you can book me for 30 or 60 minutes and you can know more about it, and I'll post a link in the description about this in this video. So thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.